Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Niga Med Guide. Today's topic is anatomical directional terms. So first of all, what are these terms? These terms are basically standardized medical terms that are used in anatomy to describe various positions and location of body structures that we study in anatomy. So before studying anatomy, these terms are very important to understand various positions and location of body structure. So let's discuss all these terms one by one. So first of all, what is anatomical position? So here you can see there is a person standing in an upright position facing forward, arms hanging on either side of body, legs are parallel to each other and feet on ground. So when a person stands in that position, then this position is called as anatomical position. There are various anatomical directional terms. So first terms are anterior and posterior directional terms. Anterior has another name which is ventral, and posterior is also known as dorsal. So what is anterior term? So when a body part or any anatomical structure is present towards the front side of body, then it is anterior or ventral. As there is a lady standing in an anatomical position and her front side is mentioned as anterior side. Posterior or dorsal. When a body part or any anatomical structure is present towards the back side of body, then it is posterior or dorsal, as back side of this lady is mentioned as posterior. Here is an example of anterior and posterior. This is thoracic cavity that is mainly protected by ribs. So ribs are present toward the front side. Just towards the back side of ribs, heart is present with various blood vessels. So as ribs are present toward the front side, so ribs are anterior or ventral to heart. As heart is present towards the back side of ribs, so heart is posterior or dorsal to ribs. So next are superior and inferior directional terms. Superior also known as cranial. Inferior is also known as caudal. So what is superior and why it is called as cranial? So when body part is present towards the upper side, so it is called as superior or cranial, as our cranium is also present towards the uppermost side, so that's why superior also known as cranial. For example, arms. In that picture, arms are present toward the upper side, so arms are superior. Next, what is inferior or caudal? When body part is present towards the lower side, then it is inferior or caudal. For example, our legs that are present toward the lower side, so legs are inferior. Example of superior and inferior. This is right lung and that is left lung. Between the lungs, heart is present. This is trachea, and below these structures, liver is present. So as you can see, lungs are present toward the upper side. So lungs are superior as compared to liver, and liver is present toward the lower side. So liver is inferior as compared to lungs. Next terms are medial and lateral, but before describing these terms, we should know about medial line, that is also known as median plane. So this is imaginary vertical line that divides the body into right and left equal parts. By referencing these lines, we can describe what are medial and lateral directional terms. Now we can describe about medial and lateral directional terms. So this is an imaginary vertical line that is dividing the body into right and left equal parts. So when a body part or any anatomical structure is present near to that line, then it is described as medial. So when a body part or any anatomical structure is located away from that line, then it is described as lateral. Example of medial and lateral. So if we draw imaginary vertical line through trachea, then we can see that heart is present near to that line. So heart is medial as compared to lungs, as lungs are present away from the medial line. So lungs are lateral to heart. Now what are proximal and distal directional terms? Before studying about these terms, we should know about what is reference point or point of origin. So it is that point where one body part or structure starts. For example, if we consider that arm, then its starting point is reference point or point of origin. After considering that point, we can say about what is proximal and what is distal direction. So what is proximal? Any body part that is near to this point is proximal. For example, in this picture, this upper arm is mentioned as proximal as it is near to that point. So next, what is distal? So any body part that is away from that point is described as distal, as in this picture this lower arm is mentioned as distal as it is away from that point. So here is an structure of lower leg that is made by tibia and fibula, that are basically bones of lower leg. So if we consider that it is reference point or point of origin, so upper part of lower leg is proximal, that is near to that point, and lower part is distal as it is away from that point. Here is another structure of lower arm that is made by radius and ulna bones. If we consider that it is reference point or point of origin, then upper part is proximal as it is nearer to that point, it is proximal, and the lower part is distal as it is away from that point. Next are superficial and deep directional terms. So as their names are indicating, what is superficial? Superficial is considered when body part is located near to surface of body, and deep direction is considered when body part is located away from surface of body. For example, this is skin that is near to surface and very superficial. Just deep to skin muscles are present, and deep to muscles our skeleton is present. So skin is superficial as compared to muscles, and muscles are deep as compared to skin. Next is ipsilateral. Ipsilateral direction is considered when body parts are present on the same side of body, either right side or left side. For example, right arm and right leg are ipsilateral as they are present on the same right side of body. Same like this, all human anatomical structures like liver, right kidney, etc., they are ipsilateral if they are present on the same side. Next is contralateral. So contralateral direction is considered when body parts are present on the opposite side of body. For example, left arm and right leg that are present on opposite sides to each other. So left arm and right leg are contralateral, same as it is human anatomical structures like left kidney and right kidney are contralateral as they are present on the opposite sides to each other. Unilateral and bilateral. Unilateral refers to structure or condition that affects only one side of body. As in this picture, only one leg is highlighted, so it is unilateral. For example, unilateral leg weakness. This term is used in neurology. It means only one leg, either right or left leg, is affected. Bilateral. Bilateral refers to structure or condition that affects both sides of body. As in this picture, both right and left legs are highlighted, so it is bilateral. For example, bilateral leg weakness. This term is also used in neurology. It means both legs, right and left, are affected. Here is a comprehensive view of all anatomical directional terms. So let's summarize all these terms. Anterior or ventral refers to front side of body. Posterior or dorsal refers to back side of body. Cranial or superior refers to upper side of body. Caudal and inferior refers to lower side of body. So if it is vertical medial line, then near to that line medial direction, and if any structure is present away from that line, then it will be lateral. So if it is a reference point, then part of body that is near to that point is proximal, and if that part of body is present away from that point, then it is distal. So if we consider only one arm or only one leg, then it is unilateral, but if we consider both arms or both legs, then they are bilateral. So if we consider right arm and right leg, then they are ipsilateral, but if we consider left arm and right leg, then they are contralateral to each other. Superficial means any structure that is present near to surface. Deep means any structure present away from surface. If you found my video helpful, then kindly subscribe, like and share my channel.